Okay, for Gilas Filipinas fans, big question is Quentin Moyura Brown actually eligible to play for Gilas as a local?
Question mark.
Big question mark. Well, the SBP, or Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, says it has not received that confirmation from FIBA just yet. This statement comes after reports claim that FIBA has changed QMB status from naturalized to local. That man right there, SBP President Mr. Panilio, says while the development is unconfirmed, Moyura Brown's presence would be a very big boost to the national men's basketball team. Gilas head coach Tim Con is also excited, going as far as saying that QMB will certainly be part of the lineup. More than his skills, Gilas could really use QMB's size, especially during the upcoming FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers this November. The Philippines will need to give its front court a boost as it competes in Group C alongside powerhouses Australia and New Zealand, as well as Guam. Moyura Brown played his lone year in the UAAP last season, '87, helping the UP Fighting Maroons win the Men's Basketball Championship. He was most recently seen with the Macau Black Bears when they played against Gilas in a tune-up before the FIBA Asia Cup. Reports have said QMB will take his talents to Europe after his Macau stint.
Of course, Gilas Filipinas has already wrapped up its FIBA Asia Cup campaign, and SBP President Panilio echoes Coach Tim Con's sentiments, saying the team's run was bittersweet. Panilio says while a bunch of Gilas players stood out, they weren't completely happy with the team's overall performance. Panilio points out the Chinese Taipei loss in the group stages was a big hit on their chances of making a deep run in the tournament. But the Asia Cup is seen as a building block towards a possible berth in the FIBA World Cup in 2027 and an even bigger goal, the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Gilas ended its Asia Cup campaign after bowing to Australia in the quarterfinals, but making the last eight is an improvement to the national team's 2022 campaign when the Philippines finished ninth in the continental tournament.
Well, the cast of the FIBA Asia Cup semis is now complete, and New Zealand barely made the cut. What a game that was. The Tall Blacks had to stage an epic comeback in the quarterfinals, battling from 22 points down to defeat Lebanon. This was a thriller. 90-86, great comeback from New Zealand, but they only shot just 26% from deep. But they made up for it by hitting 64% of their shots from the two-point range. The game was still tied at 75-all with under 3 minutes to go when the Tall Blacks then went on a 10-3 run to secure the victory. Mojave King led New Zealand with 23 points. Max Darling also added 18 and 9 rebounds. Lebanon's Dedrich Lawson went off for a double-double of 24 points and 13 boards, but in a losing effort.
New Zealand will next face China in the FIBA Asia semis. Team Dragon booked its spot after staving off South Korea in the quarterfinals 79-71. China pulled away in the third quarter, going up by as many as 18 points. The Koreans tried to catch up, but never came closer than 6 points. Jin Chiu-Hu powered China's second half surge, culminating in 6 straight buckets down the stretch. Hu showed out with a total of 23 points and 11 rebounds. Junji Wang provided additional firepower with 21 markers and 8 boards. Lee Hun-jung paced South Korea with 22 points in a losing cause. China is set to make its 10th semis appearance in the Asia Cup, but this will be its first time back in 10 years.
Oh, well, in case you're wondering, the FIBA Asia Cup semis will tip off this weekend. China and New Zealand will get things going tomorrow at 7 p.m. Philippine time. Team Dragon looking to keep its bid for a record 17th gold medal alive against the Tall Blacks for eyeing a better finish from their bronze last 2022. The second semis will feature Australia and Iran, and that game will tip off midnight on Sunday. The Boomers are going for their third straight Asia Cup title, while the Iranians are hoping to reclaim the crown when they last won. Back in 2013, that was held here in Manila.